sociocracy is about helping humans work together with effectiveness, with transparency, and with equivalence, or a sense of equality. What sociocracy does is distribute the leadership in any one group or organization. So it really distinctly moves it away from the classic system that's woven into our muscle memory, which is top down. There's someone at the top who calls the shots, and then that decision ripples down in terms of implementation. And it stacks the power and concentrates the power on the few. So what sociocracy does is it says, okay, we're all going to get really clear on what we're doing here together. And we're going to distribute the authority around how we go about doing that. So you over there who are focusing on this part of our organization, you have the authority to make the decisions to do what you need to do to achieve what we all agreed you're going to be doing. And you over there, you're going to have the authority to make the decisions to achieve what we all agreed you will be doing. And so it distributes the leadership and the authority to make decisions about how the work is done in smaller teams. So it really embraces diversity. It creates a lot more edge inside of an organizational decision-making structure. It integrates a lot more people in the ownership of decisions that are being made. And effectively, it creates much more yield on the small and slow solution level, which allows much more course correction, more refined course correction to happen. Because if the admin team are focusing on the territory and the domain of the admin, and they've got their finger right on the pulse of that, they're the experts in that stuff, and they're making the decisions about it, they're tracking the feedback loops, and they're applying all of the self-regulation and feedback that they need to, then they're the ones who have the ability to make quick decisions that are going to be accurate to what that needs. And so the same would go for any other department or team inside of an organization. So I'm mapping all of this out in a general way because, of course, this all can apply to any sort of permaculture project, be it a simple at-home family growing system. There's going to be elements of that which is being hands in the soil, growing the plants. Then there might be another aspect of that, another team, which is the actual processing of the food that's been grown, making the kimchi and doing the preserves and dehydrating. That's another thing. It's another domain, perhaps. Then there might be the planning quality, the planning element. That might be yet another domain. And it's not like you need lots of different people to fill in these different roles and functions, but it's about being really clear on what the roles and functions are, naming them clearly, giving them distinction, and then thinking about them in terms of, okay, now we're in this territory right now. This is what we're thinking about processing the kimchi. This is the sort of quality and quantity of kimchi and preserves we want to be creating. What decisions do we need to make to help us get there? So that's how it would work on a small scale. If you had a bioregional network of growers who are coming together in a cooperative way, the same principles would apply. You would define what the different domains of activity are, and then allow those domains to make decisions about what they're working with. I feel like I can't go too much further into a conversation about sociocracy without also naming some key tenets that go on inside of the decision making. So in sociocracy, we call these teams and these departments, we call them circles. And as a social permaculture person, someone who's focused primarily on those tools and learning and expanding that toolkit, circle is one of my favorite patterns to bring humans into formation, to be effective together. And I really appreciate that sociocracy lands that really strongly. And so when decisions are being made, they're being made in the round. And when we're making decisions about how we will do the work in our team, a proposal will be put on the table, and then we'll go one by one around the team members to hear what each person has to say. And firstly, we will hear clarifying questions. Then we will hear any responses and reactions. And then we will hear any reasons they have for why this proposal does not meet the aims of the group, which we call objections. And we really welcome objections. We want to hear them. We want to hear the black spots, the blind spots. Why would this not work? And what can we do, if possible, to support it to work? So it's really using slow and small solutions and integrating everyone into the process of designing the policy together and owning the policy together. And so the thing that I really want to name as beside the circle aspect of this is that once there are no objections, then there is consent.